Hi, I'm Darren Gorowski. Today you're going to be seeing a little bit of our CPR course. We do teach all of our staff, fitness instructors, wellness staff, child care staff, everybody CPR. And they can come to us with a CPR certification. But if they don't come to us with one of those, we run courses on a regular basis to certify them. And we go through adult CPR, child CPR, and of course AED, which is the automated external defibrillator. We have one of those located here in the Y in case an actual emergency arises. So you're going to get to see a little bit about how that class works, how we train our staff, get to see them practice a little bit, and maybe even see the AED in action, or at least in simulated action. So come on, let's take a look.
I'm going to pretend, because it's not my man again, I'm going to pretend to give 2 breaths. After I give those 2 breaths, I'm going to go right into CPR, which is how many compressions?
30.
Which is at what rate?
100%.
Which should be very easy for you folks. Ready? So I'm going to walk in, I'm going to check to make sure everything is safe, things look good. Go, hey, are you okay? There's no response. You, go call 911. I'm now going to open the airway using the head, tail, chin lift method, and I'm going to look and listen. And after about 5 seconds, but no more than 10, I determine they're not breathing. And I'm going to pinch the nose. On these mannequins, you have to put your fingers up in the front, and you're going to go breath, breath. You'll see that chest clearly rise. If it did not clearly rise, you might need to retilt it. Breath, breath. I'm then going to put my hands together in the center of their chest, smack dab in the center of the chest. 2 hands, center of the chest. I'm pushing with the heel of my hand. Okay, the heel of my hand. You got to be careful not to push with all of your hand. You'll be pushing down the side of their chest. Okay, my shoulders are directly over my victim. I am not pushing on an angle. I'm not pushing too far over this way. I'm directly over. I'm pushing down, and I'm going to let the chest come all the way back up so that it can refill with blood. And I'm going to do 30. Once I start, there's no stopping. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, and 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, and 15, and 16, and 17, and 18. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Open my airway, pinch my nose, breath, breath. Right back into chest compressions. 1, 2. If you notice, I am pivoting at my hips. My hips come out. I'm using all my body weight to push down on this victim. It's going to be pretty easy for somebody like Dennis to compress somebody like Barb. It's going to be a little bit more difficult for somebody like Barb to compress a chest the size of Dennis's. If you pivot at your hips and you're using your upper body, you're going to do it. If you try to do it with your arms, you're not going to do it. Okay? Now, while you're doing CPR, if I'm going into 30 and somebody's asking me a question,
Yo, Darren,
I'm going to answer that question. This is what I'm doing over the weekend. My son's got a basketball game, but I am not stopping. Okay? It is very common. Somebody asks you a question and you go, oh yeah, don't forget to do. You cannot do that. Neil, how many compressions are you going to do?
Calling.
30. Good job.
5 to 10 seconds. 2 rescue breaths.
Keep the elbows locked.
Pinch the nose.
It could have been your shirt, but I thought that maybe not.
Sorry, CPR. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6.
Okay, and see, you got to be careful. You want to kind of get. It would be a little bit better if it's like that. There, that's perfect. See how that is? And it's almost free flowing vomit out there. That's good. 911. I've determined that they are not breathing. I have the AED with me, which means I'm just going to go right to it. I'm not even going to bother going to the CPR because it's here. So I open up the cover. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to tear this open. I'm going to apply it. When you apply the pads, there's this sticky, gooey type stuff on it. And you peel the sticker off, and it'll attach to the pads. We have that piece of paper. Put it back up. So this here are my little pads. It's analyzed, nobody touch. It's going to say, treatment advised, everybody stand clear, shocking. And you just go into CPR. After about 2 minutes, it'll come back on and say, stand clear, analyzing patient. Just stop. And it'll tell you, no shock advised. It'll safe to touch the patient. Begin, and then that's what it'll say. It'll go, and you just start going. That's it. Now,
if it says shock, you shock and then go into CPR.
CPR. If it doesn't say shock, you go into CPR.
Okay, now is it going to say shock?
This particular unit says treatment advised.
I want you to say shock because
they're all a little bit different. But listen,
Alrighty, well, you know the why is all about everybody's spirit, mind, and body, and we want to make sure that everybody is well taken care of here. And unfortunately, you know, there have been some incidents where people, due to for whatever reasons, their body doesn't react just properly, and issues happen. And we respond to them very well, and make sure that all of our staff are trained to respond to whatever emergency that happens, so we can stabilize that person and take care of them until the paramedics can get here and take them to the hospital. So, thanks.